Family, family, family. Welcome back. If you are here with me, I am so grateful for you. Let me just say that first of all. And I'm also going to welcome anybody back that is here for the first time, joining the Unapologetically Dee family. With me, your host, ABCD. And if you knew, then you will learn quickly. I am practicing for the voice. And I gotta make sure I throw my little songs out there, which this episode is gonna include a lot of those. So get yourself ready, family, because we are about to get into it with my 2025 year in review, family. So let's get into it. AD, why you got that crown on, girl? Because we celebrating. We are at over 33,000 views on the grand finale episode of season 1, Unapologetically Dee. And fam, that simply is just something to celebrate. So I felt like I needed to put my queen crown on. Don't get it twisted, girl. So, my year 2025 in review. Here we go. Let's get into it. We're going to go over the top 3 craziest worldwide moments of the year. We are going to go over my top 3, because there are a lot, because people be doing things they shouldn't be doing, fam. And they don't think they're going to get caught, ever. And that is simply not the case. So, the top 3 court cases that kind of caught people's attention worldwide. Then we're going to go over 10 people that influenced the culture in 2025. Okay, family, so top 10 people. Well, these are not the top 10 people. These are just 10 people that did some influencing in the year of 2025. Then we're going to go into my picks of 2025. Now, these are shows, reality TV shows included, do not have anything to say. Like I said in the last one, if your mama didn't tell you already, I will tell you now. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, fam, I don't need for you to say anything at all. So, and neither does anybody else, to be quite honest with you. So, it will include, like I said, reality TV, a movie, and then also a movie from the big screen, and also a movie through one of them streaming apps that, you know, everybody has. And then I'm going to give you my favorite person, like reality or person that is in entertainment of the year. All right, let's get into it. Top 3 craziest worldwide moments of the year. And number 1, look, I always said I ain't trying to get Will Smith. You ain't gonna get me. I roboted. That's not happening. No, hell no, matter of fact. But the reality of the situation is, people, let's just be real. AI is what it is. AI ain't going nowhere. Now, I'm not saying that I am trying to do every single thing or make it change the creative side of my mind, but it's going to show up everywhere. So, you know how they say, if you don't join them, look, here's the deal. I'm just not trying to get left behind in the dust. So I'm like a sponge. I'm going to make sure that I educate myself and that I do the things that I need to do to be able to utilize the tools that are there for me. So let's talk a little bit more about AI and the things that go with it. Okay, because like I said, I was always like, I ain't trying to get Will Smith. But here's the deal. It went from future talk, you know, like when you watch the movies and you're like, oh, this could happen, that could happen. It went from this could happen, that could happen to this is happening. I mean, straight up. Now tell me, do you really want to love me forever? Like Miss Paula Abdul said. And AI moved into places like healthcare, schools, jobs. It's a part of the creative process with a lot of businesses and also courtrooms. Isn't that funny? We're about to talk about some courtroom cases. Next on the list, global political shifts and public unrest. Look, fam, anybody that's watching this here in the US of A knows about what we have been dealing with and the things that are happening and the fact that it is a reality. Very much a reality. Let's talk about it. So the global political shifts and public unrest, like I said, if you hear in the good US of A and you see the things that are going on, I don't really care what your political belief is. Fam, let's just be real. There's a lot of stuff happening right now that people have not ever seen before. And facts, because I only speak facts and I only speak the truth. It is something that you need to be 100% aware of. Don't sleep on it. Do not sleep on it, family. Keep your eyes open and know the things that are going on in your surroundings. It is one of the most important things in living your life today. No, I am not going to live my life in fear. Facts. I ain't living my life in fear. But what I am going to do is make sure that I am aware and up to date on the things that are going on around me. I am not putting my head up in the ground like an ostrich. Hail to the no. Guess what, fam? There's a lot of things that are happening outside of the United States of America. I mean, let's just keep it real. But here's the thing. You got elections happening here in the US of A, also in other places. These are historic elections. They're not just something that you need to turn the other direction and not pay attention to. Protests taking place, conflicts all over the world. Economic uncertainty and instability across multiple different continents. And it's like, people need to be up and know what's going on because it's affecting more than just a couple of average Joe Schmoes. Like, it's affecting everybody around the globe. So when I say that these things touched everybody at the same time, it was a trickle effect, fam. And it's not like anybody doesn't know that. People are very smart. Got people being touched by the same things, people not knowing what's going on happening to everybody all at the same time. It's not like anybody was an expert, or were they? Then you have things like celebrity power, silence in lawsuits, people being exposed. Because guess what? These people that are up there in these high places, the elite, as they call them, the ones that have those deep pockets, which is not something you're going to find in Fits by Dee, balling on a budget. No. But they have them deep pockets where they can pretty much buy whatever they want. Yeah, you can't buy everything, fam. Eventually, things come to light, and you can't just sweep it under the rug. So, you got celebrity power, music, film, sports, billionaires, all facing major public legal battles. Got a little closer because we getting real up close and personal now, family. The idea of being untouchable because you got some scratch in your bank, I would say officially has come to a conclusion. It has ended because you got some of these people we about to talk about right now and some that I'm not about to talk about. If you know, you know. It don't matter how much money you have, fam. You are still a person and you are not above the law. So let's get into it. Top 3 most talked about court cases of the year. Diddy, P, Puffy, Sean, Mr. Combs, whatever you want to say. You can't look away from it. That is one of the most talked about court cases of 2025. So let's get into some of the details because guess what, fam? Damn. Okay, so Sean Diddy Combs, multiple civil lawsuits, not just one, multiple. Federal investigation, property raids, brand fallout. So, Mr. Combs has been around for a minute. Let me tell you, he is somebody that I was like, yes, sir, thank you very much for creating this music, being part of the culture. We need you in our lives. However, that has since changed. So, untouchable power, shattered. The illusion of it, gonzo. The music industry will never be the same. He is one of the people that have touched this part of the culture of my life. People in my age generation, in my age, whatever you want to call it, in such a way that it's like, you ain't ever going to forget. But damn, Sean, why you got to go out like that? All right, so we're going to get into the next court case that caught America's attention. And I'm going to be honest with you, fam. I didn't even know that this was even still a thing. Like, I thought it was all buttoned up taken care of, had been completed some time ago. And that just goes to show that, damn. So, R. Kelly, decades-long prison sentences, ongoing appeals, and survivors still being heard. Now, I think this is what I need to do. I know there was a documentary that came on called Surviving R. Kelly. Now, I don't know if I necessarily need to go back and watch the whole thing because I just don't know if I need to do that. However, I do need to do some research because if these survivors are still being heard, that means that it is still at the top of the list because what he did, family, no, sir. Basically, with R. Kelly, it forced the industry to face how long abuse was ignored. And if you go ahead and wrap it on around and tie it into the first one that I said with Mr. Sean Diddy Combs himself, that's facts right there. That goes to prove that forced the industry to face how long abuse was ignored. Moving along to Alex Murdaugh. Now, fam, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know about this family. So Hulu, Netflix, one of the two, they had, maybe both of them had documentaries, and family, was front row with my popcorn because I wanted to learn about this family in the Deep South that had all kinds of money and kept secrets for many, many years. Let's talk about it because, damn. Talking about Mr. Murdaugh. Murder conviction, life sentence, family dynasty destroyed, massive financial crimes exposed. Money and power could not outrun the truth forever. That is a fact. You know the little emoji that says 100 with the line underneath? Mr. Murdaugh, you, from what I saw, and I think it's important for me to use the word allegedly with a lot of these things unless they have been proven in the court of law and these people have been whatever. So I'm going to say this. From what I have seen, this was done, this person thought that they could outrun the law. They thought they could cover up a lot of things that took place that they were directly tied to. And they were proven that that was definitely not the case. So much that they behind bars, right? The crazy thing and very, very sad thing about all of these different court cases that I have talked about, which, by the way, fam, if you didn't know, my dream job was always to be a lawyer. My parents used to call me Counselor Bond because for every single thing that they had to say to me that I did not want to listen to, I had a debate. Debate was my most favorite subject in school, and I was a G at it. I'm not even going to sit up here and lie. But the common denominator between these three different court cases and the people in which were the versus, the plaintiff, or I'm sorry, the defendant, addiction. Diddy had an addiction. R. Kelly had an addiction. And Mr. Murdaugh had an addiction. One of which, from what I saw, was something that had to do with like a substance abuse. And that, friends and family, like I said, not anything to play with. And, you know, it's sad because another thing, another common denominator in all of these is that all these people was willing to sacrifice something or someone that at one point, and probably even still to this day, is a very important part of their life. So where do you get to where you're willing to sacrifice things, people that are that important to you in your life? It is just a thing. Okay, we're going to move on to something that is, you know, let's talk about my thoughts and my choices for people of the year. And this is a short list. Matter of fact, family, it's only a list of 10. But I tried to keep it as diverse as possible and very, very interesting. Let's get into it. Okay, 10 people this year, major influence. Jelly Roll. If you don't know who the man is, I mean, come on now. From addiction, incarceration, homelessness, and being counted out to selling out arenas. From being counted out to selling out arenas. Say it again. From being counted out to selling out arenas. Addiction, which I just said a moment ago, and homelessness. Open about his addiction recovery. Mental health, which is a huge thing for me because we know I have talked about it and we'll talk about it again. Anxiety and depression are a part of my life and a part of who I have been and who I am right now. His faith, another thing, and healing, which I say we are unapologetic here on Unapologetically Dee. You can heal out loud. You can heal by yourself. Private. There is no playbook. Jelly Roll, the man, turned his pain into hope. He crossed genres without losing authenticity. Now, family, it is not easy for you to go from whatever your home genre is into another one and have the people that are normally listening to whatever that other genre is, like your music or whatever your craft is. That's not something that you can just do. Like, you have to be able to authentically connect with everybody. Jelly Roll has done that. Cat Williams, that fool, that man has been around forever. Funny, but a truth teller. So we all know some of the things that he has done this year. And Cat was saying it long before this year. He talked about Diddy way before this year. Truth teller, industry disruptor. Reshape how people see Hollywood and forced people to reshape the conversations. Like I said, Cat, reshape how people see Hollywood, force conversations about gatekeeping, abuse of power, money, and silence. Where people were afraid to talk about these things, Cat was like, no, fam, we about to talk about them. I'm about to talk about them. Like me, love me, hate me, whatever it might be. I'm going to be who I am. Cat Williams is who he is. I am drawn to people that are who they are. That is why he made the list. Taraji, we talked about her on my finale episode of Unapologetically Dee. Award-winning actress, mental health advocate. Again, me having mental health as one of the top things, that is one of the most important things in my life, I should say that. Rah, rah. Thank you, Miss Henson. Spoke boldly on pay inequity and founded a foundation for mental health in the Black community. Yes, Queen. So again, Miss Taraji, putting together anything that has to do with mental health to help the community be able to identify and support people that deal with that, I say hats off to you, Queen. So thank you, Miss Henson. Simone Biles, again, redefining greatness with boundaries, choosing her mental health over pressure. Because guess what? She's still human, just like anybody else. So just because you win the Olympics, I mean, that is a huge, huge accomplishment. But she knew that the most important thing was taking care of herself, which I always say is what you need to do. She changed global conversations with elite athletes, other people that did not think that it was important to talk about mental health now said, you know what? We're going to talk about it. And we're going to be loud. We're going to raise our hand. We're going to use our platform to do the things that we need to do. Again, with Miss Biles, she completely changed global conversations with elite athletes because elite and a queen she is. And she will continue to be. Shannon Sharp. Now, did I watch Mr. Sharp while he was on the field? I mean, probably, because I've been a football fan for many, many years. Go Hawks. But what this man did, turn into a media boss, which, like I said, if you can't get with the program, you're going to get left in the dust. He built one of the most influential interview platforms and changed athlete storytelling. And here's one of the things that I will say. Even in my small little world, my little bubble, one of the things that I will always say is that if you have experienced it, you will be able to identify Mr. Sharp with that big old, he got a big old mouth, got to talk, and have himself a brother too. But again, he utilized the platform that he had created from his physical abilities to be able to change the way that athletes told stories. And for that, I commend you, Mr. Sharp. Moving on to Miss Meg Thee Stallion. Now, Meg, you be doing a lot, girl. You be doing a lot. But I'm not even going to sit up here and lie and say that the quiet glow up, that you got yourself a man, you and Clay doing your thing, you got your fashion, you do all the things. Healing, peace, and silence as power. Because she was going through some things. Meg, you was going through some things. But you still held yourself together. Yes, queen. Keke Palmer. Modern, multi-hyphenate, actress, host, producer, entrepreneur, and mom? Yes, please. Miss Palmer, if you nasty. Proved you don't have to pick one lane to win. And I'm going to stop on that for a minute because I actually changed one of my picks because there is a show that I am watching right now that has to do with real estate. And there is a person in that show, Miss Mercedes, who said, I ain't putting all my eggs in one basket. Against the advice of her senior agents. And let me tell you, baby, I agree with her 100%. I've been in a situation where you put all your eggs in one basket. What happens if that don't work? Again, so hats off to you, Miss Palmer. You don't have to pick one lane to win. You do not have to pick one lane to win. Melinda French Gates. So you do not have to be from the Pacific Northwest to know who this queen is. She stands firm, 10 toes down in what her beliefs are. A legacy builder with global impact, making all kinds of donations to a very diverse group of businesses, entrepreneurs, people that want to make an impact in this world. Women First Funding, global health, and education investments. A woman that is not afraid to say, this is who I am, this is who I was, and this is who I am going to be. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Recapping Miss Melinda French Gates, Women First Funding, Global Health, and Education Investments. And I'm just going to say this. Melinda, you are out there doing big things. Regardless of what it is that is going on, you stand true in what it is that you believe, and you are doing what you feel is the right thing to do. So, hats off to you. Meg, Keke, and Melinda couldn't be any more different and at opposite ends, but they are all doing things that impact all of us. Moving on to Mr. Bad Bunny, and oh yes, he has been at the top of the list in the media lately because people have things to say about the fact that the man was asked to perform the halftime show NFL freaking Super Bowl. Why? Why you got something to say? Did your mama not tell you if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all? Let's recap that. If you ain't got nothing nice to say. Like I said, people got all kinds of things to say about Bad Bunny. Zip it. Zip them. Zip your lips. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Bad Bunny. He just over there minding his business with global domination without compromise, being who he is, true to himself. Like I said, I'm drawn to real people. Music, fashion, acting, cultural identity, and switching lanes. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and lie and act like I watched Happy Gilmore 2 because most likely I fell asleep because I'd be falling asleep during the movie. So maybe I need to go back and watch it to see. It's not even about the fact that if he is a great, he gonna win an Oscar for his acting capabilities. It's about the fact that he was asked to be in something with Mr. Adam Sandler, who we all know, Adam is a smart man. He doesn't do things by chance. Come on, fam. Get with it. The men switched lanes. The man's still winning. Moving on to number 10, Miss Michelle Yeoh. Timeless excellence. Historic Oscar win and lead roles without age limits. Guess what, fam? If you've been watching and joined the journey on Unapologetically Dee, you know I'm about to be 50 next year. I don't give a damn. I really don't. I might be late to the game, but guess what? There is somebody out there that is going to be able to identify, that will resonate with something that I have to say. And again, we're at the end of 2025. Can't even believe it. But we doing some fun things. I just want you to see what my personality is. So subscribe, join the family, because we got things to do. We got things to say. Like I said, age is nothing but a number. So no age limits. Hats off to you, Michelle, and the rest of the list for my picks for influential people in 2025. But I got a bonus, family. And that bonus is Mrs. CC Winans. Now, family, I added her because, let's just be real. My parents, my mom, she used to play CC and BB Winans way back in the day when we was getting ready for church on the Sunday, on a Wednesday night, or whenever she wanted to play her. And CC, you are just as beautiful as you were back then, now as you were back then. Gospel legend, faith leader, vocal powerhouse, decades of ministry, still touring, still charting, and still winning. Still touring after all these years? Yes, you are still winning, queen. You made the top of the list. CC made the list for many, many reasons, but let's just be real. She is a powerhouse. She is a gospel singer. She is a sister, a wife, a mother, a beautiful soul that has touched this earth and is doing big things. And it doesn't matter that she came out as many years ago as she did. She is still doing her thing. And that is something to be celebrated. So, Mrs. Winans, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are going to move into my picks. These picks. Pop culture. Things that maybe you know, maybe you didn't know. And we all know I speak it like it is. I tell you the truth. And I say it from the bottom of my heart. So, let's get into it. These picks 2025. Okay, so we back for the last little bit because we are unapologetic. And if you are here with us, thank you so very much. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and do it right now. It takes like, I don't know, a millisecond. Do it. Join the family. We are doing all kinds of things. 2025 has been fun. 2026, it is going to be a thing. I'm telling you right now. So hit the subscribe button, fam. These picks. Let's get into it. We got 3 things we're going to talk about. A movie. Hulu. Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Now, family, if you are my age, which, like I said, I'm going to be 50 next year, you saw the original one with, I believe, Rebecca De Mornay. This one did not disappoint. Let me tell you some of the reasons as to why it did not disappoint me. And I'm a hard critic. All right, so Final Destination is like my jam, people. Things that make you think, like, is this something that could really happen? Like, that's how I get down. That's, like I said, my jam. So, this, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, which if you don't know, now you know, came out on Hulu, one of those streaming apps. Yeah, it's green. Google it, Hulu. Psychological thriller that plays with the mind and emotions. I'm a very emotional person. And your mind, sometimes you think, ooh, could that really have happened? That's me. That's why Hand That Rocks the Cradle 2025 through Hulu made the list. Selling Sunset and Selling the OC. You know I love me some real estate, love me some fashion, love me some interior design, and love me a little bit of drama. So let's talk about that. We got luxury real estate, ego, ambition, and strategy wrapped in a whole bunch of drama. I mean, Selling the OC, Selling Sunset, it's kind of my gig. I love it. Couldn't pass the real estate test. Well, let me not say that. I'm just not great at taking tests. So maybe in the future, but all the interior design, all the drama, all the fashion. Yes, please. Yes. Real Housewives of Potomac. Been watching it since it came out. Karen's out. She had to go serve some time from some of her decisions that she made. We know about that. Wendy and her husband situation. Deeper marriage and loyalty layers. Now, look. I haven't watched the episode from yesterday, but I'm about to. I'll be back with my review. Look, Karen's been out. She's not in this year of the taping, recording. Okay, that's fine. But since she is out now, she has sat down with Mr. Cohen. So they've been teasing in the episodes, teasing little trailers, and I can't wait to see what that's all about. But Andy got a side eye. Besides that, Monique with her comeback, and Stacy, and why they say that girl's breath is stanky? Come on now. But Stacy talking to Monique's ex. Here goes people trying to mess up my recording. Bad Boys. Martin. Will. You did not disappoint. Brotherhood. These brothers been around for a minute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Legacy. Black Blockbuster movies. Will and Martin, thank you very, very much. Black Blockbuster energy. We love that. I'm here for it. I am 100% here for it. 150 million% here for it, actually. And they still doing their thing. Those men are still doing their thing. My favorite reality personality. And Tammy, you might take the cake for some years. Tammy Roman, for a lot of different reasons, stop sending me messages. My phone, people, you messing up my recording. Real World, 1993 on MTV. I was watching it back then. Basketball Wives, watched it back then when she was on it. Still watch it. Thank you, Shawnee. Caught in the Act, Unfaithful, and House of Villains. Look, there's more, but Tammy, let's talk about you for a few minutes. If I can remember correctly, Miss Tammy Roman had an incident that took place on Real World MTV way back in the day. And if I'm going on my memory banks correctly, it was just a lot, right? So from then till now, Tammy, Basketball Wives, come on, sister. Caught in the Act. There is not an episode that comes on. If anybody remembers the show Cheaters that used to come on way back in the day, look, I'm going to be really quick with this, but here's the deal. I've been cheated on multiple times by multiple dudes. And the reason that I can identify with Caught in the Act Unfaithful, which is on, I'm going to tell you the episode. I'll put it up there because I can't remember. But anyway, because I have it set to record on my DVR, I'm just going to keep it real. With Tammy, Coach Ken, and all your investigative crew, you guys are, thank you. Because there are still dogs out there doing things that they shouldn't do. So Tammy, thank you, thank you, thank you. Last but not least, Tammy, the vulnerability, can I say this word? Vulnerability that you show in your character on House of Vicious, which I wasn't even hip to the show when it very first came out, but I am now. Yes, I am. Tammy, addiction. I mentioned it earlier. What it can do, how it can destroy a life. You get into your character so much, and I am just like, yes, thank you, ma'am. So, House of Vicious, and Caught in the Act Unfaithful, two very different things. Basketball Wives, reality, Real World, very different things. When was she born? April 17th, 1970. Just a couple of days before my dad. Very similar characteristics in certain areas. Consistent and real. Consistency and realness, like my dad. I will say this. Consistency and realness. Like a lot of the people that have been on this list that I have talked about in this episode today. So, Miss Tammy Roman, thank you. Everybody else on the list, thank you. I am drawn to realness, authenticity, and people just being who they are. I'm just going to say it like it is. So we are at the end of this episode. Family, thank you. I have gone over some things, talked about 2025, some of the things that really impacted like the way that we think, some of the stuff that shocked us, some of the people that made a huge impression. And like I said, we're just getting started. This is the end of the year. Like, we're doing it. We're saying it. We're being unapologetic. But thank you, fam. You got to hit that subscribe button below. Become a part of the Unapologetically Dee family. You already know. Consistency and realness. That's just who I am. We are unapologetic here on Unapologetically Dee. We say it like it is. But family, the reality of the situation is this. I came into this scenario wanting to do a podcast, to talk to the people, to tell my story, and to connect with other individuals that had a story to tell. And what started off as a small little idea, as a small little seed, has grown into something far greater. So I am beyond excited to continue down this path on this journey. And I ask you to join us, join the family. You know, we're just doing small things here. And we're going to turn into something real, real big. Because I am just getting started, family. Yes. Boopity boop, boop boop. Like I said, family, we are just getting started. 2025 is going to be coming to a close here very, very soon. But 2026 is right around the corner. So, thank you so much for joining me here and the family on Unapologetically Dee with me, your host, ABC Dee. Tap in, hit that subscribe button, tell your friends, tell your family, spread the word. Because like I said, we're just getting started. And I want to personally say thank you for taking a moment out of your busy schedule to join in with me, your host, and the rest of the Unapologetically Dee family. We got things to say, and we gonna say them. Because we're no longer on mute, family. So let's get into it.